gonna get me another tiger.
Tiger beer. A household name in Singapore. But how did it go from Singapore's first locally brewed beer to being on a Disney series and sold in more than 60 countries around the world? The story of Tiger beer starts in 1930s Singapore.
Back then, Singapore didn't really have a brewery here, and a lot of it was imported. I think the need came about for a local beer that still meets standards of brewing and standards of quality. So that idea came about to set up a local brewery here.
Before the 1930s, all beer in Singapore was imported. But these beers were expensive. Each bottle cost roughly 20 cents, which might sound cheap today, but was actually about half of a labourer's daily pay back then. That's like about a whopping $40 per bottle in today's terms. This gap for affordable beers in the market allowed Englishmen John Fraser and David Chalmers-Neve, better known as the duo behind F&N, to plan for Singapore's first modern brewery right here in Singapore.
There was no system strength or talent at all, but the ambition was there. But the challenge was immense because Singapore is a hot and tropical climate. It's never been done before. So they also enrolled the Heineken executives to bring in that expertise, and voila, by sheer will and determination, the beer was done. Then how did the name come about for Tiger? And I have to bring you back to 1902. A Tiger escape was found in the Raffles Hotel bar and billiard room, was shot there. And coincidentally, fast forward 30 years later, the executives of F&N and Heineken gathered at the Raffles Hotel, the same place, the bar and billiard room, thinking we need to have a name first for our first beer. What should the name be? So, inspired by all the tiger ornaments and all that, they said, let's just call it Tiger beer. And there was the birth of Tiger beer.
Tiger beer was an instant success due to its high quality and affordability. Within 2 years of its launch, the locally brewed beer captured over 2/3 of the beer market here in British Malaya.
I think the interesting thing about Tiger beer is the fact that it panders to each and every consumer market. So in the early days, even in the 1930s, you do see Tiger beer ads being segmented for different racial groups. For the Europeans, there was ads that were more business-oriented. Even the aesthetics of it was also more cartoonish, which is more westernized. So this ad panders to the white-collared workers, so specifically the hustling businessmen, featuring Tiger beer as more of a beer for a premier group or segment. So you see ads in Chinese newspapers that are closer towards, the Shanghainese girl aesthetics. So I think while we are not used to having, depictions of Malay people drinking, in terms of this advertisement, you can see that it is pandering more towards a very traditional side of the Malay community. Never mind the chivalry, give me a glass of Tiger beer. Love it. Yeah, most of the Tiger beer ads that you see usually has this punchy sort of humor.
But 1939 shook things up. During World War II, the price of beer was pushed up by wartime taxes and shortage of supplies to make beer.
It was not just prices, it was more the lack of raw materials. Couldn't find, your barley, hops and all this in appropriate quantities to brew the beer. So they said, okay, let's still deliver a beer, but we have to come up with a beer that uses less raw materials. That's where Tiger Cup came about.
It used a smaller bottle and less malt, resulting in a brew that was lighter than the original.
So there were actually an ad campaign on the Tiger Cup. They wanted to show that, Tiger beer was not at its strongest in terms of alcohol percentage, but it was slowly growing through the years.
The war did not slow demand, though. 1940 showed that more intoxicating drink, including beer, was consumed during the holiday season compared to the past year's seasons. A large part of this demand was actually driven by soldiers in Singapore. By the end of the war, demand for local beer by servicemen had risen to 3.3 million bottles a year in 1950, or 14 bottles per soldier per month.
is national service. The first initiation for beer for men 18 and above, and also part of my experience, has always been tiger beer. You find it back then in your NCO clubs and all that, and it's always tiger beer. Foreign soldiers that came in, why they developed a taste was the quality. It was very close to what they had back home. And that's why they fell in love with the beer.
And tiger beer grew with the nation.
In 1965, right, to mark that momentous occasion, that's where we launched the first canned beer for Tiger. And momentous in the sense that it's the first canned beer, right, you find in Singapore. So that's quite unique.
On 1st August 1974, Singapore's first official colour program was broadcast. Around the same time period, Tiger Beer released its very first television commercial, Earthquake.
The whole scene was a kopitiam, everybody ordering drinks, you have a table of tiger beer drinkers. Suddenly, there's an earthquake. Everybody starts running out. But you see the tiger beer drinkers all gather around the table enjoying their tiger beer, unfazed and just like... And it was meant to say, tiger beer drinkers, you're planted. And in the 70s, it was volatile. So the message was about also giving confidence and rallying Singaporeans to say, be resilient, be steadfast.
Tiger, it's in the beer.
By 1981, celebrating 50 years of Tiger Beer, Singapore's homegrown brew made its official debut in the competitive beer markets of UK and Germany. But increased production led to increased challenges.
My name is Shu. I joined in 1980. Until last year, 44 years. In the past, in the brew house, you can see the operator when they're doing brewing the time, look like Kung Fu. They open the valve and then close the valve. They had to use the hand and use the leg to kick. A lot is manual work. In the old day, we had only 400 hectoliter tank, 85 or 84. Then we had not enough capacity.
To cope with increased production, in 1989, the first brewery in Singapore located to a new, bigger and more automated facility in Tuas.
The first brew here is in 1989, 9th of August, National Day, I remember. When we start the program, we can't find where the water come from. There's no water. Then we know, we go and chase. After that, we know the water go to the wrong tank, other area. So during the start, a lot of fun. Everything is really hard to us, but a lot of fun during the period.
While most of the production today is automated, some things stayed the same.
Every batch of production, before the packaging, there's also a team will be able to taste everything, say okay to release. Then we will pack. Until now, it's still the same. For this thing, machine analysis not so sensitive, so still the best is by human nose and tongue to detect.
We decided to put Mr. Shu to the taste test.
Our international expansion in the early 2000s onwards, we started with Time for a Tiger. We actually moved to Discover Your Tiger. And then the most recent one in the 2000s, the modern version, Uncage Your Tiger, was essentially founded on the premise that let Tiger be the catalyst that ignite your courage for you to pursue your passion. We saw Jessica Alba, boom, wow, Tiger Beer sponsoring Jessica Alba, big news.
Who's gonna get me another tiger?
During the Avenger craze, tiger beer was actually featured. We did not pay for it. In the Winter Soldier and the Falcon, Bucky Barnes drinking tiger beer. We expanded into also moving with changing tastes and times of the new generation. Tiger Crystal, Tiger Rattlers, and Tiger Soju.
Today, Tiger Beer's brewery in Tuas brews over 80 Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of beer in a day.
Now there is tigers available in the 60 countries thereabouts already. All the way in the Fiji Islands, South Pacific, right? Viti Levu, unexpected, right? All the way to Mount Fuji and so forth.
In the past, you want to drink the beer, normally it's a hawker center or coffee shop, that's all. But after that, times go on, you can drink the tiger beer everywhere in Singapore. You can go to pub, hotel, you can have the tiger beer.
Funny thing, I was just at the airport lounge recently in the US. One of the waiters came up to me and he was like, "Oh, you're Singaporean, I have a beer for you." Pulls out a tiger beer. Without a doubt, it's a very Singapore brand.
Yes, I still drink tiger beer. Normal is the time is I have a gathering with my classmates. Normal with classmates go out, we will drink beer, all these things. And always drink the tiger beer.